Hello everyone, and in this video we are going to discuss about multidimensional arrays in JavaScript. I have a file multi-array and I open the same file in the browser. So here we will write our JavaScript code. So let's start. So let's create an array first. So let my array is equal to array, and that's how we declare an array. But if we want to create a multidimensional array, then we will create more arrays inside this array. So let's say we create another array. So 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. So this is one array, and if I console.log it, so currently we have this array, and inside this array we have the other array, and this whole array is at index 0 and the length is 1. So let's create another array inside it. So let's say 5, 6, 7, and now you can see we have two arrays with 4 and 3 elements. And let's see, you have one array at 0 index and you have another array at 1 index. And let's create another array inside it. So 8 and 9. So now we have 3 arrays inside it, and we have these arrays at different indexes. So that's how we can create a multi-dimensional array, because we have one array and inside that array we have many other arrays. So now how can we access the elements of these arrays? So let's say if I write here 0, so if I want to access this array, so I will write here 0, because this one is at index 0, so I can access this one. If I want to access this one, I will write here 1, and you can see I have now this array here. And if I want to access this one, I will write here 2. So they can access these arrays. Now if I want to access this one, for example, so what I will write here, I will write here 0 to access this array, and now to access this element here from this array, I will write here 0. So it's 0 index and 0 index. So I can access this one. Why? Because this array is at 0 index, and now inside this array we have this element at 0 index. Let's say if I want to access this 3, so what I will write here, so it's 0 index and 0, 1, 2. So here I will write 2, so x and x is 3 here. Now let's say I want to access this 6 here, so 6 is at 1 index, so I will write here 1, and here at 6 is at 1 index, so 0, 1, so here I will write 1. So that's how we can access 6. So 1 to this array and 1 this element. So the first one denote this array indexes, and then the second one denotes this array index. These are indexes which you have. Now let's say if I want to access 8 here, so what I will write 2 and 0. So that's how we can access this. So that's how you can go through the multi-dimensional array. So now let's loop through this array. So for we have used for loop, and if you have seen, we used the element of my array. So for each element of the array, what we will do here, let me first console.log, and now the element. So here let me first comment this one. So you can see we can access these arrays through the loop here like this. Now if you want to access these elements, so either we have to write it here like 0. So of each array we are accessing the first element, so at index 0. So 158. If I write here 1, so now I will access 269. Okay. So now let's say I want to loop through the inside arrays as well. So I will like this, and I will write another for loop, and here I will write number of the element. What I can write here is console.log and number. So now you can see we see each element of each array. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we can see all these numbers here as well. So the first loop is for this array, and the second loop is for these inner arrays. So in each loop we are accessing the array, and then we go through that array. So that's how we can loop through the multidimensional arrays. Now we can use the simple for loop as well. So let me first comment all of these. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than my length, my array dot length, and I plus plus. Okay, I made a mistake here. So when I is 0, and we will go up to the length of the array, and I will be plus plus. So at each loop we will increment the value of I. Console.log, and let's say I, you can see 0, 1, 2. So because the length of the array is 0, 1, 2, so the length of the array is 3. So let's say my array, not my array, and the index. So you can move through the array like this. Okay, and you can see the same result as we did here in the loop. And now similarly you can write the similar loop here as well. So for let's say k equal to 0 and k is less than, so what will I write here? So my array and I, and now here the length of the array, and k plus plus. So here inside this loop, let's say we are on the first loop, so we will get this array. So the length of this array, we will execute this loop. So this array length is 4. So here we will see 4, but in the next loop we will have this array, so the length will be 3. and let me show it to you. So console.log and my array, if I dot length, you can see 4 3 2. So 4 3 and 2. So that's how we can access it. So now let's console.log. So my array of I, the first loop, and K, the second loop. So that's how you can access these values. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So the I is from the first loop, so we are accessing, let's say, this array, and then K is from the second loop, so 1 2 3 4. Then in the next loop the I will be 1 to this array, and then we will loop through this array element, and in the third loop I will be this one, and we will loop through the elements of this array. So that's how we can create multidimensional array and access its elements. So that's it for this video now. Thank you and see you in the next video.